So yeah guys, Mixo AC here, and today I have you my first impressions and slash review for the Isao Takahata's film, and it's basically the Grave of the Fireflies, or Japanese name would be Hotaru no Haka. And this movie is basically, the theme of this movie is the war. Actually, more description would be it's World War II, and this movie really describes well the war and what kind of thing is the war, and what is the like consequences of the war. So what basically happens after that, and this movie basically tells about these two characters. First one is this, like you see in this picture, this young boy named Seita, and basically he has to take care of her little sister called Setsuko, and they basically lived in this old woman's house because she's basically taking care of Setsuko and Seita, because they cannot live alone, or they don't know how to make food or something like that. So they need somebody to take care of them and protect them while in the war. But it actually becomes really worse after the war true nature shows up in the movie. And I really have to say, Takahata really made great movie, including how he got basically so realistic description for the war, and it actually just like the wars always is been, and that there is starving people and you have to do something to get food, and maybe you need to do some bad things to get the food. Maybe you have to steal the food or something like that. And that's basically what is in the war, because in the war there is not so much the food at all, and you just need to survive the food you have. So yeah, it's really sad and sorrowful story, and I didn't like actually the end of this movie because it was so sad, and well, it was just something that I didn't know that it's going to happen, or it's going to this way. So yeah. However, I have to say the music of the movie, like always, Isao Takahata's movies, the music is pretty good. It has some flute music, and it has some really the music is actually very interesting, because it's actually the mix of the different tunes. Like there's some sorrowful, and then there's some happy and sadness, and they kind of like mix together and create their own sounds in the movie. So it's actually pretty interesting. Also, when you're watching this movie, most people said that they would probably cry in this movie. I didn't actually cry in this movie, but I was really feeling for this movie, and like I said, I didn't like the ending of the movie because it's just something that I couldn't see that it's going to actually happen. So yeah. So this is actually the really wonderful movie, and I can't believe how Isao Takahata made so clear description of the war, when he must really have to I mean that Isao Takahata, I meant that I probably think that he was basically in the war, because in maybe when the World War II was going on, because basically otherwise he wouldn't get a so good description for this movie. So that's why I think he must be have been in the war in the little boy or something like that, but I don't actually know that. I haven't much research about him. So yeah, but basically this movie is pretty good. And if I would have to give my grade for the movie, I would say that the music is 10, and the voice acting is actually pretty good. But sometimes it just happens to be that Setsuko is actually pretty cute, and his voice is kind of like, sometimes her voice is really annoying in the movie. I mean, it's just when you hear her crying and like that. Of course, it's sorrowful, but sometimes it's just really annoying because he just speaks like the really speak like that. First of all, you maybe don't even heard what she is basically saying, and all of that stuff. So yeah, but overall, The Grave of the Fireflies is great movie, and of course it's nostalgic one of the maybe the not maybe the most greatest movie for the Studio Ghibli, but definitely maybe the best movie for Isao Takahata's movie, because as you guys know, probably the Isao Takahata's movie is more realistic than the Miyazaki's movies. So yeah, and yeah, the art style actually is pretty unique in this, considering that, like you already know, that Isao Takahata is making these realistic movies, pretty much, and the art style is kind of like Setsuko looks like Chinese little girl, which is actually pretty surprising. And also this movie, the one of the effects I really like in the animation was basically this red-black effect that shows in the motion in the movie. It's pretty nicely done, and I have to say I really liked it. Also, like some etiquettes in the movies, like some books and some walls are really realistic, and I also like it that they basically made these etiquettes really that is shown in the, for example, in the book. They made it very realistic. But basically, The Grave of the Fireflies is really nice movie, and I highly recommend you watching this if you haven't seen it. And yeah, that was all about I have to say about The Grave of the Fireflies. Great movie, nonetheless. Although the plot was a bit disappointment to me, but yeah. But I'm going to give this overall grade for the movie. This is going to get 9 out of 10. So yeah, I didn't actually give this 10 because basically the plot was the issue for me here this time. But because I'm a Studio Ghibli fan, I basically love all these Studio Ghibli's movies, so I just cannot hate this movie for the one reason. And yeah, but yeah, that was this small review and first impressions. Yeah, guys, what did you think about this video? Have you actually seen this movie? If you are, did you like it, or did you hate it, or did you love it? Definitely thumbs up for this video if you like this movie. And also, if you haven't subscribed, I would be very happy if you subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching.